Okay, now let's manage a service with systemd, and you will see that it's very easy. We have all the concepts of unit, targets, and whatever, but at the end it's very easy to manage a service using systemd. So we are installing a web server in this system. Install Nginx is it's a web server, a very light one. I will install everything. Okay, and then after the installation is done, I will have a web server running in my system. So if I open localhost here, I should see here the welcome page or something like that. Localhost without port here. Welcome to Nginx. So we have a web service installed in our machine. It's a production web server. We installed a development web server, and we ran a development web server before with Python, but this is a production web server. So the first thing that we can check is the state of the service. So we can use systemctl, list unit files, and Nginx, for example. Here is unit files, for example, service, and we should be able to grep Nginx here. Okay, here, sorry, here we have the service is enabled, and this is the preset. The preset are defaults provided by the distributions. So in case you install a service, it tells if the service should start enabled or disabled, but we won't worry about that. Okay, the current state of Nginx is enabled, so the unit is enabled. But if we query the units, okay, we have the services, the unit is loaded, is active, and is running. And we have here the description. So the web server is running, and we have seen that the server is running here, accessing the local host and getting a page from local host. Okay, so what can we do with systemctl? So imagine that you need to stop the web server, the service. So we use systemctl stop command, stop Nginx. Okay, I will write this, and it asks for authentication because it's the super user, it's root, the only one able to stop and start services. So user, I have the password here, and now the web server is stopped. We can check this using that. Okay, we don't have the service running anymore, and if we list the unit files, okay, it's enabled, but it's not running anymore. Here we don't have the service. It doesn't appear in the list of services running. And we can start the service again using systemctl start Nginx. I will run it with sudo because you need to do that by using root permissions. So here we have the service running again. Uh, if we stop the system, for example, if we stop Nginx, sorry, I will run it with sudo. We stop the server. If we try to open a web page from localhost, it's not working anymore. So we can check here in this way that it's really stopped. So we start it again, and it's done. We can also enable or disable the web server. It will the enabling or disabling a service will happen. It will be taken in account when rebooting the system. The next time our system reboots, then if we have the service enabled, it will launch the server. If we have the service disabled, it won't launch the server. So imagine that, for example, we don't have that the next time that we start the computer, we don't have a web server here. We can disable Nginx. Okay, so it tells us some information here. It does some changes on the file system, executes something, whatever, and removes this, for example, for the multi-user target. Is removing this from the target, telling the okay, when you try to get the multi-user target, we don't need the web server anymore. That's what it's doing. So the next time that we start the system, the the web server won't be started, but it's still running here. Okay, we we have the service running because we haven't stopped it, and we haven't stopped it yet. Okay, so I'm going to stop, for example, Nginx again, and the next time I boot the computer, it won't provide a web server. But we can, it's disabled, but I can stop and start the web server. Okay, I stop it, it's not working. Okay, I can start it again, and now it's working again. Okay, I can start and stop the web server as needed. But another thing that I can do is to I'm going to stop the web server and then disable the mask, sorry, the service. Okay, now the service is masked. That's the difference. The difference between a masked service and a disabled service is that I won't be able to start the service anymore. So I don't have the web server here running. It's not running. But if I try to start the service, start Nginx, okay, is masked. I can't do this. So with those commands, start, stop, mask, enable, disable, those are the main commands that we use for managing services. The most complex part, creating the unit and everything, is done by the application provider. When they distribute the application, they generate a unit file for work with systemd. So we won't be doing that in this course. It's enough for us to know how to manage a service using systemd and those commands.